goes to watch the kids play for
He
the
does, the
21s
academies,
and
yeah.
You know, there's a lot of stuff that we don't see Virgil van Dijk do, and it, you know, when I hear about it, it actually makes him a better person for me, not just a sportsman, but a person.
Yeah, it's a really good point. He's the only player who's played in every single Premier League game as well this season, David. But in terms of the role of a captain, it extends to so far beyond what we see on the pitch, doesn't it? And he is exemplary in so much of what he does.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned what you do see. There's other bits where his performances haven't been up to his usual standard, and he is not afraid to go and say that it is his fault publicly in post-match interviews because he expects the best. And he expects him to do the best, he expects his teammates to do the best, and he doesn't dig people out, but he is quite clear when he's not happy that he hasn't either performed or seen the best, and it takes a lot of confidence to be able to do that. It takes a lot of courage, and I think as a captain, as I say, he demonstrates everything on and off the field.
Second goal for Virgil van Dijk. Third goal was quite a beauty. Alexis McAllister, who only got you trying to remember all the goals,
well,
aren't you?
5 different goal scorers, and they're all different apart
Number
from being
3
some set
was
pieces. They were slightly different, weren't they?
Number 3,
Great
Alexis
volley.
McAllister. It was.
I mean, that was kind of like off the training ground, isn't it? Something like you do messing around, like the header back, and then it's on the volley, and it's just like you just hit it in training, don't you? And it
Looks
flies
good
in
when
the
it
top
happens,
corner.
though.
But when you do it actually here, it makes it look so easy. But the technique, I mean, we know he's got great technique, but you've still got to pull it out the bag in front of 60,000 at Anfield, and you know, it was brilliant. It was, and another player who's come under a little bit of criticism as well. But you know, today, you know, he gets his goal, worked hard, wasn't his greatest game, didn't affect it as much as he usually does. But yeah, he gets on the score sheet, and it was nice to see him smiling.
It was only last week he got his first Premier League goal of the season against
2-2.
Nottingham Forest. So yeah, 2-2
He's
in
prolific.
that sense. I mean, he's on a hot streak at the moment. But I mean, to be fair to him, he scored some big ones. Real Madrid, of course, being a big goal this season, but not so much in the Premier League. He's on a hot streak at the moment. But I mean, to be fair to him, he scored some big ones. Real Madrid, of course, being a big goal this season, but not so much in the Premier League. So 2 back-to-back, confidence. Every player needs it.
Can half make it 2-1.
Good point.
It's equally as important in many different ways. So, if he smiled a little bit, he gave his goal celebration to the cop a personal one. Everything. I mean, he did affect the game. The goal obviously was majorly important. There were times where he was getting stuck in, but I love him. You talk about Virgil and the way the Virgil plays. I love the way McAllister plays. You know, he smashes into people fairly, more often than not.
It's physical in the best way,
Yes, but he just disrupts the opposition. And sometimes you just need someone to disrupt the opposition, and he's very good at that.
Tenacious.
Good word.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I'd take that for him. Yeah. Very good.
Thomas Tuchel got the goal that maybe gave Liverpool something to think about, shall we say, near the start of the second half.
Yeah, I mean, it was flashed across the box, wasn't it? And he comes in unmarked, and you know, we've seen him do that time and time again, haven't we? So it just, like JMO said, you know, it makes the importance of McAllister's goal even more important, because you go 2-0 in, you come out 2-1, all of a sudden it does get nervy. But it gave them a slight hope. And to be honest, I'm going to have to say they deserved it. I thought they knocked on the door for periods, West Ham, and you know, they were a threat at times. Somerville off the left, Jared Bowen, you know, so it was nice to see them do that. Listen, they were rewarded with 2 goals, but they certainly weren't the better team here at Anfield, and they didn't deserve to win, but they did deserve something, and you know, that's a couple of goals. Yeah,
they got a couple. First one from Thomas Tuchel. Not long after that, Cody Gakpo, David, has the chance to make it 4-1. That was a miss that he will feel, I think, he could have done better with, but he does get himself on the score sheet. And we're speaking about confidence with Alexis McAllister. That was a goal that certainly Liverpool needed at a time in terms of this match, but for him as well, it felt quite important.
Yeah, what was interesting is he had a couple of opportunities in the first half where his trademark sort of run across the front of the box and shoot. This was inside the box on the left-hand side. I think he was going near post, not far post. It's taken a big deflection and gone into the far post, so it looked like one of his normal shots, if you like. But after the miss, I think there was quite not too much time between the miss and the goal. There wasn't too much time to get in your own head.
Which is good, really good.
It is. Booked as well. He'd been booked in between that.
Yeah, we talk about momentum in seasons, but momentum in a game, I think, is something that is easier to observe. And arguably, without the goal, the momentum was going in the wrong direction. So he would take a lot of confidence from that. Again, I think he was going near post, takes deflection, but great goal needed. And that was at the back of a set play as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a slight sympathy for Cody. I think sometimes he can be unfairly criticised, that, you know, when it's not going well. I think he's an easy target, Cody. I think he puts a right shift in sometimes, doesn't get the credit he's worthy of. Listen, he's having quite a productive season, he's scoring goals, he is kind of predictable, you know, he's right-footed, he comes in off that left, the gap opens up and he'll take the opportunity. You know, he's maybe not as productive as last season, but he's still contributing a lot this season in front of goal, and yeah, he gets his reward. But he showed good character there, because, you know, he misses that really big glaring opportunity. It's come a long way, he's been watching it, he's 4 or 5 yards out, fluffs his lines, and, you know, everyone goes, oh, and then he gets booked 2 minutes after, and it's like a bad little 4 or 5 minutes in it, and you're thinking, oh, please don't take him off, you know, don't give him the like, come on, like, it's just like, ooh. And then he goes and gets his goal, and everyone's like, "Oi!" Well, a lot of people went, "Oi!" And then obviously he makes way. But yeah, listen, I'm a Cody fan.
Yeah,
I am. He's such a nice lad as well.
He's a lovely human being.
Yeah, he's a lovely human.
He really is.
Being. He is a great fella.
He is. From there, obviously, West Ham make it 4-2. We don't need to talk too much about that. The fifth goal, Jeremy Frimpong is heavily involved in this. It's an own goal by Axel Disasi at the end of the day, but nice for him to come on and make a contribution after a few weeks out.
Yeah, sometimes the games, you know, for managers, JMO said there, listen, you know, you'd have a plan in the game. Listen, if it's going to be this is what we're going to do with the changes. We're going to bring him on, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And sometimes it doesn't go to plan and you don't get the opportunity. Listen, he needs minutes. He's come back from an injury. You need to throw him on. He got the opportunity to do that because of the scoreline. And he contributed, and it was nice that he got on. It's nice that he contributed, and he's back in amongst it now. So that's positive for Liverpool.
In terms of the overall picture then, it's 6 wins from 7, David. Virgil van Dijk in his programme notes today spoke about the need for forward momentum. We spoke about the run.
Doesn't do momentum. Told us before, he doesn't like
That's
it.
Fair. I'll ask you then.
If Virgil says it's all right, it's all right.
Yeah, there you
well,
go.
you know what I mean in terms of
No.
the momentum in terms of going forward now, and it feels like even in that long run, there wasn't an awful lot of momentum. Does it feel like Liverpool are getting a little bit behind them now?
As I say, I'm not worried about how they win. And 13 games left, however many games left, all like that, and that's fine. We'll get maximum points. You take the positive from the win. You take the positive, especially from the amount of goals from set plays, because then you feel more confident going into set plays, and that could be the difference in between a draw and a win. There will be elements to the game, the 2 goals conceded, that they will have to look at and say, how did we get in a position to concede those goals? Because going forward, there will be sticky matches. I mean, Wolves is going to be a sticky match next week.